Operation Savage Rabbit, Turn 1 UK. So we're starting with our production. We have 39 IPCs. We're going to spend 4 on technology. And in India, we're going to have 2 tanks, 1 artillery. And then in the rest of the UK, we'll have 3 infantry and 1 fighter. So we have some combats we're going to be doing. The first combat is we're going to be taking this transport in C-Zone 37, and we're going to be taking this tank in India, and on the way we're going to be moving this, also picking up this infantry in West India, and we're going to be landing in Iran and supporting that attack. We're going to have this fighter, which is going to move from the airfield 1, 2, 3. And just give me a minute, I'll just put a ranged eye on that. So that's 1, 2, 3, and it has 2 movement left on that fighter. As well, I'm going to be moving in the cruiser for a bombardment. And then down here, we're going to be sending in the destroyer from C-Zone 109. It's going to be moving 1, 2, 3 to C-Zone 106. We're going to be attacking that German U-boat. And this bomber is also going to be flying 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll be attacking there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 3 left on that bomber. And of course we can't have the German battleship in the English Channel, so we're going to be sending all our fighters in here. So we're going to be sending in 3 fighters. So that's 1. And we're also going to be sending this fighter from Gibraltar. 1, 2, 3. So the one from Gibraltar is going to have 1 movement. And then the rest are going to have 3 movement, 4 movement actually. Give me another ranged eye. Hold on a second. So the 4 from London are going to have 4 movement left. And then the one from Scotland is going to have 3 left. And they're all coming in at the Bismarck. So I believe that's all my combats. Oh, I'm attacking the Italians. I knew I had 1 more. So I'm going to be sending in the fighter from Malta. I'm going to be sending in the tactical from Egypt, 1, 2, as well as this tactical from the carrier. So give me a second here. So the one from Malta is going to have 3 left. The one from the carrier is going to have 3. And the one from Egypt is going to have 2. And that's it. Okay, so now we're going to do our combats. So we're going to do the one in Iran. Iran has 2 defending infantry. I'm just going to put chits on there. I've got a tank, I've got an infantry, I've got a cruiser bombarding, and I got a fighter. So I've got 1 infantry unsupported. I've got a cruiser bombarding, and I have a tank and an aircraft all firing, and I have to get 2 hits. That's 4. So I got 3 hits, so they're gone. They do get to fire back. And they miss. So Iran is under UK. Next one we're going to do is the submarine off Nova Scotia. So we have a destroyer coming in. We have a bomber against 1 German submarine. So we can roll this all at the same time. So the bomber has 2 green dice. The destroyer has 1, and the U-boat defends at 1. So I get 1 hit, and that's all it takes. Now we're going to do the Bismarck. So we got the Bismarck versus the Royal Air Force. And the Bismarck fires its AA first. And the AA misses. So now we have regular combat. So we have 4 fighters coming in. And I can actually roll the Bismarck. It rolls at a 4, so I can do all of this at the same time. So the Bismarck misses, and the Royal Air Force gets 3 hits. So pretty awesome Royal Air Force. Okay, so now we're going to do the non-combat move. So Anglo-Egyptian Sudan is going to move. Oh, sorry, I have the Italians. What am I thinking? Give me a second. We don't want to forget Italy, so let me set that up. So I've got an Italian destroyer and I've got a transport. So what I'm going to try and do is do a target select. So I'm going to send 1 tactical bomber in as target select on the destroyer. So I'm going to do that first. So tactical bomber is at 3. And it's a miss. So now we do our regular combat. So that's I've got 1 paired with a fighter and 1 fighter versus your destroyer. And of course the transport doesn't get anything to fire. So it's 1 hit on each side. So the Italians are gone. But I'm going to lose a tactical. Okay, so that's our combat moves. Now we're going to do our non-combat moves. So Anglo-Egyptian Sudan infantry is going to move into Egypt. All the units in Egypt are going to be moving. Al Alamein are going to be moving back into Egypt. Just leave one infantry. Apologies, I'm going to move a tank into Transjordan. I'm going to keep them all in Egypt. Okay, and the aircraft carrier, the cruiser, destroyer are all going to move into C-Zone 81. This transport is going to pick up the infantry and the AA gun in Malta and bring them back to Egypt. And then the fighter, the two planes are going to land in Egypt as well. Over here, we're going to land our fighter in the one in Burma into India. We're going to send one infantry from Burma into India. We're in a little do-si-do here. We're going to move this battleship back to India. We're going to send this destroyer and we're going to put it next to that Japanese transport just to keep an eye on things there, see what they're doing. We think it's up to no good, but you never know. So in C-Zone 106, this bomber has three movement. He's going to, he's got 3, so he won't be able to move back, so he'll just go in Nova Scotia. This transport is going to pick up an infantry and a tank, and it's going to move that down to Gibraltar. One of these fighters that attacked the Bismarck is going to fly and land in Gibraltar. And this battleship, everything in C-Zone 111 is going to go 1, 2, 3. We're also going to be down in C-Zone. It's off Gibraltar. Looking at it upside down, so I can't figure out what C-Zone it is. 91, there we go. Okay, and gotta be careful here. I think I had 4 fighters, so that was 2. They're all going to land in London. So we have 3 fighters in London. And that's an infantry there. Just give me a sec, I'll make sure I chaining that out so we don't get confused. Okay, so we've landed all the fighters in the UK. Got our fleet moved. We moved our battleship. Just want to make sure we've covered off everybody here. I think we're done. We've got everything in India. Okay, so now it's time to put on reinforcements. So in India, we're putting in 2 tanks and an artillery. In the UK, we're putting in another fighter, and we're putting in 3 infantry. So I'm just going to get a green guy, put it into the UK. And now we're going to do disposition of forces. So in off Nova Scotia, we've got a destroyer. In New Brunswick, we've got a bomber. In the UK, we have an AA gun. Or Scotland, we have an AA gun. In London, we have 4 fighters, 4 infantry, 4 AA. Off Gibraltar, we've got a battleship, 2 cruisers, a destroyer, and a transport. In Gibraltar, we've got a tank, an infantry, and a fighter. In El Alamein, we've got 1 infantry. C-Zone 81, we've got an aircraft carrier, a cruiser, a destroyer, and a transport. And I'm moving up this destroyer. This destroyer is going to go from C-Zone 71 to join 80 and 80 with the transport and cruiser. In Iran, I've got a tank, an infantry, and a fighter. In Egypt itself, I've got 2 artillery, a fighter, a tactical, a mech, and let me change out some infantry here. 1, 2, 3. I've got 5, 6 infantry. I hope I didn't lose count, but I think I've got 6 infantry there. Now that I put everything, 6 infantry, 1 AA, 1 tank, 2 artillery, 1 mech, a tactical, and a fighter. In off India, I've got a battleship. In India, I have 7 infantry, 1 fighter, 2 artillery, 2 tanks, 3 AA. In Burma, I've got 1 infantry. In Hong Kong, I've got 2 infantry. In Malaya, I've got 3 infantry. In C-Zone 37, I've got a destroyer. Okay, so now we're going to count up our IPCs. So what I have for IPC count is base is 39. I took Iran and I get a 2 bonus, plus I get a 5 bonus because I own Egypt, Transjordan, and El Alamein. So that gives me a grand total of 48 IPCs for next turn. Yes, I don't get any other bonuses. I'm only at war in Europe. I'm not, at the moment, I'm not at war with Japan. So 48 IPCs for next turn. Thank you very much.